was
Yeah,
that?
it was it was like the probably like the best show I've played thus far, like really. And I've played the past couple years and it's been like crazy experience, but I just had just, community, team, the audience, just everything, like everything about the vibes there, just like everything
Was
I
it
needed.
was it
So
was it the vibe, like did the vibes affect or influence what you played, or was it just that what you played was received really well?
it was received. I feel like it was received well, yeah. I'm like at the point now with my team that I'm finally with my shows, just more time code and everything. And I got to bring like my dancers and performers out with me. So everything locked in and loaded. So,
So yeah, what does
it's
one of your shows
different.
look like?
What'd you say?
What does one of your shows look like?
What does one of my shows look like? We're going
Do
into
you
the
have
realms of
dancers?
time and space. Yeah. So basically, yeah, I would love long term goal is like freaking circus of dancers. So I grew up dancing and performing, and so I'm finally at the point where I can afford to have my girls out. And so I have like 3 to 4 dancers whenever I can, and little stage builds. But they come out and perform with me. I'd love to get to the point to like have my own choreography too. But yeah, I mean, I'm like
Were you like
just
to have
getting
them behind the
started.
booth and dance?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Big long term goals. I need to get like flexible again. I have like knee injuries. It's all my life is crazy. But
Wait, that's amazing. As far as time coding, how does that work? So does that mean that your sets are pretty dialed in so that they can line up
yeah,
with the visuals?
yeah. So yeah, I guess most of my original songs at this point and all the other ones that I like keep in there are time coded. So basically it doesn't matter, I guess, like what order I play it in,
Oh,
but when I
cool.
play them, yeah. So it's so interesting actually, time code. I did not think it was like this, but basically you take your audio track and then you take whatever video and then there's a time code audio track you like put under it and mute it, and then you match it up with whatever program the VJs use. But it's like a really annoying, screechy, loud sound, which is what makes time code. It's so interesting. I don't even know how to explain it well enough because I'm still like learning. I'm trying to do
Whoa.
it myself. I've done a couple myself, but yeah, it's so
Wow, you're
interesting.
doing it yourself?
Most of it, yeah. Me and so basically last year had this whole debacle, had to get new VJ, and I basically lost all of my content, and so I was like, okay,
Oh
I
my
need to
God.
learn how to do this myself so that I can keep it and store it and everything. And so I've been
Queen.
learning myself. I also have my guy Dave. He goes by Actualized Visuals, and he's been incredible blessing and helping me out in time code, and he's learning as well. So big learning
So
journey
in
this
your
year.
that's amazing. In
Thanks.
your it's so cool to hear that you don't have to play the exact same set. Like it's just more you time coded whatever songs you know you're gonna play. That's really cool. In your world, how important are the visuals? I mean, you're in the bass world. Like how
Yeah.
important is that to your fan
So
base?
I mean, even just for me personally, so I grew up dancing and then I went to school for film and I wanted to do like music videos. I just love,
Oh, cool.
I was on like YouTube growing up making all types of content and videos. And so I've always been interested in like After Effects and just like learning how to kind of, it's the same thing that we do with music, like how to kind of create a new universe. And I think that for me, the visuals definitely help bring my vision and kind of planet that I've been envisioning to life, I guess you could say. Like my goal, I guess, with music in general and playing my shows is to like let people step away for however long I'm playing and go into this new universe of fun and happiness and not outer world chaos, and but also like keeping like how can we know about the outer world chaos and keep our audiences like, for lack of a better word, just like we're educated, we know what's going on, we're here, we're happy, and we're powerful. And just the more we bring each other up in that space in that moment, and the more we can step away and be like, I had a good night, and tell that to others, is just how we're bringing the world up together. And I think that's like important role of the artist. So yeah.
Cool. In your visual world, what are the identifying, like, what are your visual cues? Like, what are the things that make it your visual world?
So
What
funny.
are your visual
Yeah,
identity?
it's so funny. I think that like, so again, I've been like trying to create this like universe with, especially past couple years. I put out my first album and ever since it's kind of been all connected. So I feel like if you pay attention enough, I'm like I definitely put little hints in like all of my, not only like visuals behind me, but also my cover arts and every little thing I drop of my merch as well. I put like little visual hints. So we have like, besides like stars, other planets, galaxies, we have crows, we have different like like magical gardens, like just aliens, gardens, witchy weirdness, purple,
What does
pinks,
the crow
rainbow.
mean?
The crow to me represents like knowledge, power. I'm so like into like just like universal everything, just signs and what things represent, like when you see them. And so crows, yeah, is power, stepping into your feminine power and your strength. And just like the witchy birds that follow you, they give you presents. I've had a crow friend before, so um, the crows are super cool and knowledgeable. Like they give you gifts, like jewelry. Like if you give them food and lay food out for them, they'll bring you stuff back, and it's so easy to friend them. But I just love crows, so I know all my imagery, blue butterflies, trains, like yeah. So all of my little
Sick.
like life stories kind of go into the music and like develop their own story, if that makes sense.
Amazing.
Yeah, I have a song I made last year called "Unlock Your Keys," and it was the vocals I did, and it was completely random. It was kind of like Glass Animals inspired, if you know what I
Oh,
mean. Like Glass Animals, like with their lyrics, are just so interesting to me and like make no sense but make sense at the same time. And so I randomly in my song "Unlock Your Keys" I said purple plum tree, and now it's become a huge joke like in my community, in my team. And so we have purple plum tree visuals, and it doesn't like have any meaning, but like I guess now it does. So like when you go to
yeah.
my little universe, little plum trees everywhere and stuff like that. So some of it's
That's
accidental and
amazing.
some of it's like intentional. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Let me make sure. Can you pronounce your name to make sure I'm pronouncing it right?
Yeah, Zingara.
Zingara. Okay, just
Yeah.
like it sounds. Okay, I just wanted to make sure it
Yeah.
was like a soft G or something. Okay, I'm gonna read a little blurb about you and then ask you a few questions, and this portion will live on the radio, and then the full interview will live on our socials and stuff.
Perf.
Um, all right. You are listening to Femme House Radio with your host LP Giobbi, and this week we have Zingara, an electrifying force in the bass music scene, who blends ethereal soundscapes with powerful bass to create an immersive experience that resonates deeply with audiences. Notable festival appearances include Envision, Okeechobee, Lost Lands, Bass Canyon, Lightning in a Bottle, Electric Forest, where she just returned, and more. Zingara, tell us your origin story. How did you become a producer and DJ?
Yeah. So um, I I grew up dancing, so ever since I was 3, I was super involved with like competitive dance, and that was, I guess, my first step and doorway into the music world. I also played clarinet, and I felt like I was a very anxious kid, and I could like get my emotions and stories out through dance and instruments and music. And so then I also was involved with like doing YouTube videos like I was like every week on my channel growing up. I was that type of kid. And
Incredible.
so I went to school for film. I went to Towson University. I majored originally in film, but I ended up hurting my knees, and so I couldn't dance anymore. So when I was going out on the town in college, I met an owner of one of the local bars, and I was telling him that whole story, and he told me, "Have you tried to DJ and make music before?" Because I used to make like all the mixes for my teams, and I was already making my own songs, but like I didn't know how easy it was to like actually dive into the whole world of music just by having my computer. And so
Mm.
it hit me right there, and I tried it. I tried DJing. I absolutely loved it. So then I started DJing about like 3 to 4 times a week at all of the local bars in Maryland and venues and stuff. I got involved with different promotional companies. I started to help run a promotional company in Towson to bring DJs out locally to our little area. And so then I switched my major over. I learned all to from film to music, learned everything music
Wow.
as I could. And then COVID hit, and I was already playing shows here and there, but it wasn't until I got home and was like really sitting with myself after I graduated, and I was like, do I want to take this further? And if so, like, how am I going to do that? And the same time during COVID is when I started to also talk about my universal spiritual ghost stories, witchy stories on TikTok, right when TikTok was starting out. And at that point, everyone was telling me like, don't waste your time on there. TikTok is pointless, and you're just like wasting your time trying to find an audience on there. Like everyone I knew told me that, and I was like, well, just doing it for fun, you know, like I just like sharing like my stories and my music. And so then it like hit me that I could combine like the two, and like my stories with spirit and the universe, and that people wanted to learn about that, and then I could teach them through the music. And so ever since then, I said, screw that, I'm gonna have fun. And I kept posting and found my audience, and then
Wow.
got to
Through
start
TikTok.
touring more. I would say, yeah, like a lot of my community comes through TikTok, which again, completely unexpected.
That's
Even when I
incredible.
like had an audience on there, when I first started playing shows, I was like, no one's gonna come. And everyone was like saying they were from TikTok. I was like, wow, like this is like a really powerful place and community. I didn't even know like I created until it just hit me. I was like, oh crap, you know.
That's
But
incredible.
yeah, and now I'm
That's
here.
amazing. Well, wow, good for you for following your intuition on that. That is witchy
Thanks.
in and of itself. You're just direct support on the LS Stream. Am I saying that right? LS Stream?
Yeah, Ella's Dream, LSZ, LSZ. Yeah,
LSC. On the
yeah,
which is LS Dream plus Closey to it, right?
yes, yeah,
You were direct support on that, which is a
yeah,
huge deal. Tell
yeah.
us about that experience.
They So they're just incredible. I like cry when I think about them. They've helped me so much. They've been such, I call them like my EDM rave parents, because they've been there. You know, I used to dance to like old Ellis Dream Brills, like without even knowing it was him. And again, like I used to have dreams about them and before I knew them. And so um, when I got signed, I started working with similar teams to them. And so I got closer to them, and then I kind of like understood why like all of these synchronicities were happening between us, and
Yeah.
so it was just magical. It was beautiful to see
Mhm.
their relationship develop. I had such a great time. The teams that are involved, just such like good people, and just learning
Nice.
like every single day we get to learn more about each other, about music, about the community, and I just feel like refreshed and like ready to go after. I'm sad it's over.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah,
And I'm excited for
yeah,
you to, you're going to be in a spot where, you are that rave mom to, and, and another up and coming artist in
yeah,
10 years from now,
yeah,
whatever it is. And that's,
exactly,
I think
yeah.
that the importance of paying that forward is so cool. And that's really cool that you got to have that experience firsthand. What things did you learn from watching their shows, or like that you want to take away or implement, if anything?
First of all, the importance of like number one, like standing up for yourself and what you want for your shows and like what your vision is, like making it's possible to make that happen, because I feel like there's so much obstacles for them to get to the point they're at. And just watching how hard they work like every single day with all their teams, and how important a true team is, and how many bonding things they would do and we would all do together, and inside jokes. And so there's like that aspect. And then from the music aspect, I mean, I learn so much just listening and how inspiring they are. It's crazy. I mean, I one of the first times I hung out with Sammy Ellis Dream, I was in his studio so nervous because I'm like, you're just so good. Like, I'm just gonna let you do your thing, dude. Like, they're just so insanely talented and special. And they have, it's always interesting too, because like I said, I've been listening to them for a while, and it can be nerve-wracking to
Yeah.
meet, people that you've looked up to musically. And I
Yeah.
have like a joke, I say like the music, like I was a fan, but it brought us together, and like truly just feel like a soul like bond with them. So
Oh,
just always learning from them. Yeah, like
that's
yeah.
beautiful. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for sharing all. That's so cool. What a beautiful
Yeah.
experience, and congrats on getting to that.
Thanks.
What else do we, final question, what else do we have to look forward to you in the next year? Coming
Next
from
year, well,
musically, or merch, or shows,
yeah,
or
all of it. I'm like so much. I'm so backed up. So much music, so many EPs. Like hopefully,
wow.
um, yeah, I have like 4 to 5 EPs I'm working on right now. I have a problem. Okay, I love to start music. I hate to finish it.
Oh,
So
girl,
you know what I'm
same.
talking about.
Oh my
So
God. It's like
I have a
finishing a
problem.
track takes like The final 10% is like 90% of the effort. Like the creative ideas are so fun. And then like
I
the
know.
fine tuning is like, yeah, I get
Yeah.
that.
But I do like once you're like locked in, I do love it. Like I love the
Yeah.
organization of it. Like just let me every single sound in the
Yeah.
song, I'm like, I've sat there way too long, you know? So that's why I have a lot of music coming eventually. Tours, planning tour for next spring, festivals, merch, lots of cool merch ideas and clothing and just everything connecting to. Like I'm finally at a point where it's all the story is just developing so much more. So
Mm,
I'm
that's
very
beautiful.
excited. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
congrats. We are fans of yours
Thanks.
at Femme House, and we're excited to see your star continue to rise. Thanks for being with
Big
us
fan
today.
of you guys too. Thank you.